Welcome to Sterling High School. Today is Thursday, February 11th. It is a fully remote day due to inclement weather. I'm Jarod Claybourn, and the man that needs no introduction, Mr. Justin Barringer, with us
How we
today.
doing?
Thank
the
you.
camera I'm looking at. This one? All right, cool.
Wherever you want to be, sir.
Wherever I want to look.
How are you and your family?
You know what? My family are doing very well, right? We're doing very well. We're enjoying trying to, take hold of this time being together. As a teacher, it's good to try to help my son at times remotely with his learning and just trying to find creative things to do, right? And make lemonade out of lemons, But it's been a blessing.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. So, Mr. Barringer, teacher, coach, hugely involved in our community and our Sterling family here. So we'll get more with him in a moment, but first I have a couple announcements just to make with you. So tonight is back to school night that is being done virtually via Teams. Teachers sent out information to students, links, and then so you can join your student and join into back to school night tonight, and that starts at 6:30 tonight. That was emailed home. If you did not get those emails, make sure you reach out to your counselor to check that. I want to remind you that next week is a short week. We have a holiday on Monday, which means that Tuesday is Blue Day, Wednesday is Silver Day, and then again Thursday Blue, Friday Silver. So there is no fully remote day next week. That's the info for next week. Another program I want to announce is a credit recovery program that the administration brought to the teachers and then also to the Board of Education. We needed something else to help support our students doing this during the pandemic. There are students that just, for whatever reason, the academic portion of this school year has been poor for them. It just hasn't functioned, and they have not won that portion. So we want to get an extra opportunity. So the guidance staff will be collecting data and determining eligibility for students that can recoup credit from the fall semester for courses that they lost credit in. Now, I want to specify that this program is very much similar to a summer school program, which means that the summer school program does not take away whatever the grade that was earned in the fall, but it will help recoup the credit so that graduation requirements are met and you can move on in your high school career. So that information, counselors will reach out directly to, but we are excited to offer this program called the Credit Recovery Program, which will happen during the spring semester, where it's an extra class or two that students could be involved in. All right, so look for that from your counselors. I also want to remind you about the games that are happening and that the coverage that TV19, we keep talking about that. Make sure that you are connecting, following TV19 on YouTube. You can go right to the website. Again, I'll pull that up on the website. You can click on, if you're at home, we have the links on the bottom of the website. Just hit on that Channel 19 link. It'll take you right there. And then when you talk about other games like they're going away, you could click on the away links from schools here by clicking on that banner. Thankfully, Collingswood and Mr. K and TV19 have coordinated tonight, and you're going to see that TV19 is going to be going over to Collingswood. The boys are there this evening, so that will be very nice. Another thing I want to point out on the website is a congratulations to our second quarter student award winners, those students that have earned recognition as part of principals lists, honor roll, and perfect attendance. If you have not seen that yet, please check that out. It's been a tough time, and we're looking for additional ways to continue to recognize and honor our students, and this is one of them. So congratulations for those of you that have made the principals list, honor roll, and perfect attendance. Okay, so back to Mr. Barringer, sir. Thank you again for joining us. I had Coach McDonald back on last week, which was pretty cool.
Saw that.
And so you, as we just talked about, you are a teacher here first.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for that. One of your classes that you've helped bring about at school helps promote what our Black History Month program is, which is coming up. So can you tell me a little bit about that class that you offer? And then we're getting ready for the Black History Month.
Well, the first thing is African American history is you know, a lot of people wonder if, you know, they can take that class, you know, as an elective. African American history is open for everybody, right? And that's the one thing we celebrate is we celebrate, you know, the contributions of African Americans throughout history, and then, you know, through the arts, through literature, through, you know, invention, through civil rights, you know, through just the inception of our country, right? And then, you know, with that being said, you know, any other given time, we usually take a theme and then we operate off that theme for the year. So we'll try to get a knowledge base first and then start to get creative ideas on how we can make that theme our own. And that takes a while, but given the fact that we've been met with a lot of hurdles with COVID and not being together, a lot of that planning isn't as effective. So we tried to put together something celebrating Black literature this year, and then any types of reflections that we have on poems, because poems speak to everybody in different ways. So we want to kind of just celebrate some of the Black artists that have contributed in society through literature, and you know, that's that, and try to get what people's feedback on what they think of their interpretation of that.
That's great. And so in a normal circumstance, we would have an assembly, which we offer 2 assembly programs.
Right.
We obviously can't put a whole bunch of students there.
No.
And we want to make whatever we do available to everybody. So the plan is kind of record it, put it together, and then we're all going to kind of watch it together.
Correct.
In the morning.
And we plan on not having it, you know, too long, right? But, you know, the kids really want to perform, and it's going to be hard for them to really perform. We love to celebrate them, you know, and their creativity. So it's going to be a little bit difficult this year for them to perform. You know, shout out to the seniors who really enjoy this being their last year. We use a baton in our, kind of letting you in on, you know, some of the stuff we do, but we pass the baton, you know, so the seniors that are doing it this year have been passed the baton, and now they get to pass it to someone else. We've tried to kind of create that, so I know they're going to be a little upset when they can't, you know, fully do what they want on display. But these seniors, I'm sorry, have been fantastic with these last 2 years of just going through that. So big shout out to all the seniors. There's too many cameras, and my ADD is not helping out, right? So squirrel. No, I'm saying, but these, you know, big shout out to the seniors who have endured these last 2 years. You guys are senior strong. You're still strong. You know, I got love for you, and I know we support you.
Well, and thank you to your participation in that, but also just giving the tools to this and the freedom to the students to help create in that. So the last couple of years, and I'm sure this year still, the students are really kind of creating what that looks like in the presentation.
Yeah, no doubt. And the students are very ambitious, man. I got a good group of students who really, really have great input. Very well learned, very creative, and I want to see them be able to use their talents a little bit more, because you can give them an idea, and I'm telling you, once they take that idea and they got to deal with me for like a month or two, and then it's you know, because the class, you know, there's a certain amount of kids in the class, and not everybody in the class actually participates in assembly because we open it up to the entire school. So that was one of the hurdles that we have to get through, is how do we get the entire school the information and the times and the schedules with kids playing sports, kids, it's just, you got access to auditorium. So, you know, I know it's tough for them, but when you give them the assignment, when you give them the vision, and then they take hold of it, they just do wonderful things. And I think it's a testament to, every teacher would say, give the students more creativity, and you will be very surprised in what they show you, you know, because it is not me, it's definitely them, you know. Awesome. Sort of like coaching too.
Good. All right, so additionally, you've also participated this year in our equity team,
yes, sir,
which we're very proud of, and we have students connecting. So just if I back up a little bit, we left in March last year, and you know, so we've gone through a period of not being in school and then hybrid, and but throughout in those weeks and months, we've had some very serious events occur in our nation that have been trying. And so as school, in our return to school plan and part of our restart committee, we wanted to address some of these things. And that's where we developed and really gave definition to the equity team. We started the school year with some orientations, and both for staff and then for students, where we wanted to address some of the items, have conversations. And so they coined the phrase, I think, or whatever, we're using the phrase, courageous conversations. So we try to create space where both staff and students could have conversations. how's that process been going throughout the year as far as the equity team? Right now, you guys are getting more formal training.
Correct.
Right now.
Correct. I think that's the beauty of this school, right? And this is why I love the school, is that we're able to have these tough conversations. We're able to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, with a heart and with, ideas, where can we get better, right? As a faculty first, and then to be able to deliver that to our students. Where can we improve to make the best situation, not only for us, but for our students to be able to have these difficult conversations, because difficult conversations don't have easy answers, right? And easy solutions. So we identified that, equity is a major portion. Anytime you are able to take an event and you say, okay, well, this is an event that's going on in the world, and we can address it in issues of equity and how people aren't given the types of tools to be successful, well, then you can then address those issues and then use that as a springboard to say, okay, what are some other equitable issues that we can address in the school? And then how are we going properly trained? How does your experience, how does your knowledge, how does your worldview match up with mine? And then how we bring that together and have these conversations and then get equipped. Ms. Zion is actually teaching us, some things to identify, how we address our school, how we address things on ourselves, and then what can we look at to kind of move on and really, really service our kids, because that's what it's about. But we have to work on ourselves first. We have to have that type of plan, and then we're able to really give a good space where kids can be heard, kids can have the tools that they need to be successful, and then when you have that, now the kids can learn better. Now the kids can help each other out. Now you build more community in the school. So I think that's something we're excited about, and we'll see how it plays out going forward.
Great. So, and you've mentioned Dr. Zion from Rowan University. So
Yes.
one of the things we did as an equity team in school was partner with Rowing.
Right.
Rowan is providing training to our core equity team,
Right.
which is occurring twice a month on average.
Yes.
And then we also did, just as an update, we did a second round of faculty training, whole faculty, during that
Yes.
semester break day, which was on January 27th. So it is a process that we're going through, and really
Absolutely.
we have like a 3-year commitment through
Absolutely.
that process. So
Hey, what the Sixers say, trust the process.
that's it.
And that's what we're doing.
Awesome. So thank you for participating in that.
Well,
and
thank
your
you
team.
for allowing us to get the tools that we need, to service, the school. So thank you.
Great. All right. So the last thing for you, sir, is that you are serving as our head boys basketball coach, and
Yes, sir.
we are thrilled about that. You've been a member of our Sterling family for a while, and it's just great that we've been able to acquire you and place you into that position. We thank you and your family for doing that. So exciting. So what's the first comments by you as you started this season here at Sterling?
Well, like you said, thank Nicole. Thank Nicole for, saying it's okay. It was, I don't know if did the screen go off or something? Nicole, that's my support system, and that's something she enjoys, and she did miss it, so it was exciting for her, and she loves, like Ted, she loves Channel 19, to be able to see the broadcast and being home, and Kingston going crazy, so that they can identify and they can kind of be there. But you said your question was, how is that going?
Well, how about let me give you another question. So what are some of the core values or core things that you've instilled from the get-go in the program?
Well, you have it on right there. We talk about the brotherhood, and we have bracelets that which one am I looking at here? I'm gonna look at that one. He's right there. Like, we have a little bracelets that we say with the brotherhood, and I don't know how well the guys are doing, but the bracelets, you have a white one and I have a gray one. And the white one is for, community people to hold our kids accountable and responsible. They'll be watching us on television. They'll be seeing us in the community. The teachers interact with them on a day-to-day basis. So they have to, if a student gives that to one of the teachers, that's meant for them to say, hey, can you keep this kid accountable, because they want to be part of something, bigger, right? And then that brotherhood is about accountability. That's what we're able to do. We're able to go through tough times. We're able to have, heated, moments in practice. We're able to do all these things, but at the end of the day, what binds us together is going to be that brotherhood. And that's for generationally when they leave here, and when they come back, it's something for them to enjoy, something of a fraternity, in a sense, for them to play for something a little bit bigger than on themselves because they need each other. You know, I can do whatever I can, but they're the ones who play for each other. So if we could create that type of atmosphere, and then if we can create like some that accountability right over that, so that they know that they represent that, and that representation means something more because people are watching, then that's what we're trying to establish as far as values are concerned. And just play hard and have fun, right? Basketball is fun, right? But it's not fun if you're not playing hard. You know, it's not fun if you're not doing all the little things right. And, you know, that's what we try to instill in them, is that we take our vitamins every day, right? Our vitamins are just daily layups and daily passing things and daily things that we work on, so that those fundamentals and core values are always instilled in us, so that we always can go back to them. Those are foundational, right? Our foundation doesn't want to be built on sand. You know, we want to build it on something solid. So those are the things that we look to build.
Awesome.
Yep.
And how about your players this year? You got some dynamic players, and then also some youth contributing?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, I got to see this one more time. No, I'm kidding. You know, it's good that I said it in the papers. It's good to have number 3. You know, when you have number 3 there, and you know he's a kid that just gets better and better every day, and he's a great teammate. I think a lot of people don't address that. A lot of people like to see the alley-oops. They like to see, you know, the strong finishes and the cutting through the lane and things like that he does. But a lot of people don't understand that he's a great teammate that gets these guys here in the mornings at 6:15. You've walked by, and he's the one that's heading the charge, and he's the one that's, you know, asking that they do more so that they can support him. And then it goes back to the younger guys are, you know, showing that they want to fulfill that role, to be really good teammates, right? To know what they need to do to be successful. And if we can continue to know what everybody's role is, because everybody's role isn't, you know, one's not better than the other, it's just a role. So if we can just continue to establish that, and we know that we got number 3 at times, right? There he is, you know, looking to the camera. Yep. So, you know, even like a family man, he's talking to his family. He comes from a really good family, and that's why he is what he is, because you see that he's a good kid, and that doesn't come overnight. That comes from having good values instilled in him. But yeah, that's been good for him. We got some young guys playing up. We got some, you know, guys that played some time, some juniors. We got a good group of juniors, have some good leadership core values. We got Javon is another senior. We got 3 seniors. Javon's our garbage guy. Like he does all the dirty work, and he had his breakout game. You know, I don't want to talk about everybody. Sean, you know, he knows what he has to do when he gets in. He had a big 3 for us against Haddonfield. Then you got some juniors that had some time. You know, Andrew's our guy. He gets after it. Jimmy's that floor general, and then you're starting to get some more support from like a sophomore like Jadis is coming off the bench, and CJ. So, you know, I didn't think I was going to give everybody, but there you go. You know,
it's okay.
There you go.
It's okay.
You don't want to get me to talk, and that's the problem. He shouldn't have got me on because. You know, I'm not a man that's few of words.
But listen, it's great. You can catch them all on Channel 19.
Absolutely.
And we want to wish you an awesome season. We are thrilled to have you. And our win as Sterling family is that we have you beyond the basketball court, and that your impact through that. So thank you so much.
Let me know. Don't forget Ermal. Ermal, if he's watching this, he's
one of my favorite players.
He's going to get me.
Three-sport athlete.
He doesn't get his attention they deserve, but Ermal does all little things right on the glass and stuff like that. So he's been doing great. And you know, I didn't want to forget him or anybody else, but yeah,
that's okay.
I'd get a text message or something later.
The brotherhood will forgive you.
I hope they do. That's what happens when you're in a brotherhood, right? You learn to forgive, right?
That's it.
So that's what we try to instill. So thanks for everybody who does support the brotherhood. I appreciate, you know, in the hallways. That's the one thing that's different than Woodbury. You don't have as much connection with the faculty. And when you are able to see faculty that support you, as you see on a day-to-day basis, you know, that means a lot. So thank you. You guys know who you are. That continue to give the support. It's not lost on me.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
And again, guys, next week, remember that there is no full remote day. We go straight through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tonight's back to school night. Catch these athletic events. Channel 19, they're doing an awesome job.
5:30 at Collingswood.
All right.
And Shul's got to stop asking me all these questions to give out my game plan so that everybody watching it knows what we're going to do the next time.
Well, you can hear it. Some other teams, you can hear what you're doing right there.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, we talked about that.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us from the TV studio.
Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Go Knights.
Go Knights.